Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. We made it to Friday, so it's time to do a little overview of the games I played this week and share my thoughts and opinions with them. Of course, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. If you played any of the games I shared you today, let me know your thoughts on them. I'd also enjoy hearing about the games you guys are playing, as that gives me ideas on new games to play and experience. And if you guys have any recommendations on games you think I might enjoy, let me know. I'm always looking for new games to play. And this week I've got two Xbox 360 games to share with you guys, as I've still been working on my backlog, and I've been having a lot of fun with both of these titles. And both of them are backwards compatible on Xbox One and Series X, so this is the first time I got a chance to play them on a modern Xbox. And the first game was Lost Planet Extreme Condition. Now there is another version of this, Lost Planet Extreme Condition, the Colonies Edition, which actually has additional DLC and stuff on the disc, and it's actually treated as a separate game from this release. So if you have a save file from this game, it will not work with that when you have to start a whole new game. But I decided I wanted to finally beat this original version, as I started playing this years ago when it first released back in 2006, and I had a lot of fun, and I actually beat this game this week, and it was really cool to finally see the ending of it. So I'll read you guys from the back. So remember the past to fight the future. You were left for dead on the ice-covered wastelands of EDN-3. You awaken with only fragments of your memory. You must find your past, fight off your enemies, and battle the elements to survive. All that can be trusted is your instincts as a soldier. And so the basic story is that humanity has pretty much ruined Earth, and so humanity has been looking to the stars and other planets and moons and stuff to find new places to live and harvest them, and they find EDN-3, but they find out that it is a hostile environment, that it's a frozen wasteland, and that there are these native creatures called Acrid, which they have to eliminate from the planet so that they can colonize it, and also to get the ice age to end. And a big part of the game is dealing with your character having a thermal meter, so all the Acrid creatures, all the humans, everything deal with having thermal energy, and you get that from killing the Acrids. You can steal their thermal energy for yourself. You also, if you kill enemies, you can take their thermal energy, you destroy their machines, and there's deposits of it around in like tanks. If you destroy all that stuff, you actually can get it, because you actually use that as part of your health bar and to keep yourself from freezing. Once you run out of thermal energy, you'll start losing your health until you're dead. And it's a pretty difficult game at times, can be pretty outnumbered at times when it comes to fighting the enemies, but it was still a really fun challenge. There's also these VS vehicles, so like little mobile vehicles. Some of them transform, some of them don't. They're basically like little mechs that you can control as you play through the story, and you can fight them, and there's a variety of weapons to get, and weapons to get for the vehicles. But it's a really fun game. Definitely one I think you guys should check out. So let's check out some of Lost Planet Extreme Condition. Alright friends, today we're playing Lost Planet Extreme Condition. Now this is the original version. There is a Lost Planet Extreme Condition Colonies Edition, but it's actually treated as a separate game. It was a re-release version that had DLC and stuff on the disc and gave you new single player and multiplayer stuff to do. But your save file is not compatible between the two, because they're actually considered two different games. So if you played this originally and you got so far in the story, you'll have to start all over when you play that. So I decided it would be fun just to go back and play this original version, because I actually need to buy the Colonies Edition. I just played this game for the campaign. It's been like, God, 10 years I think since I last played this, and I got really far. But I wanted to actually beat Lost Planet, because I never beat it, and I finally beat it this week, which is great. There's also an online mode, which I highly doubt anyone's even on there anymore. Xbox Live, where you're able to download DLC and stuff, and then you have records. This keeps track of your progress in the campaign, which there's 11 missions. I beat the game in a little under 6 hours. I played it on easy, as at the time normal was really difficult for me and was really frustrated, so I wanted to beat it through easy. But there's an easy, normal, hard, and extreme mode. And obviously the harder the difficulty, the harder the game is going to be. This keeps track of everything you do in the game, though. All the humans you kill, because there are human enemies, but there are also these enemies called Acrids, which is an alien life form that is on this planet, which I'll explain more of the story on Friday during my weekly gaming playlist episode, but explain the story to you. But these Acrid creatures are what you have to kill, and there's 11 missions total. All of them vary in length, Some of them are just a few minutes, like the last one was just a boss battle, and some took like an hour or more, and some are just a certain time. But obviously, you know, it'll take longer when you play on harder difficulties. What's cool though is you can replay any mission you beat just by going through the mission selecting. So we'll show you guys mission 1 here again, and let you guys see some of the story stuff. There's a lot of great cutscenes like this that play throughout the game as you play. You'll get to see them, and some of them can be kind of long, so just be aware of that. But it has good voice acting. Kind of reminds me of like anime characters. And it's got an over-the-top story.
You're full of surprises. That device on your arm is absorbing the thermal energy for use in your body. All done.
Yuri, can I come in now?
The thermal energy and your arm will be our little secret. It's complicated. Come in.
Welcome back.
Who are you? Me? I'm Yuri. That's Luca and Rick. Do you remember your name? Wayne. Excellent. You know, you were frozen inside your VS when we found you.
Green Eye.
Green Eye?
The acrid that killed my father.
Do you remember anything else?
No. Nothing.
It might just be temporary amnesia. You should rest.
Job's done.
Thanks. How's it going?
How's what going?
Well, you seem to be feeling a lot better. And it looks like you're starting to get used to life here.
I don't know about that.
Come on inside. I'll fix you something to warm you up.
Isn't there some way around?
I've tried everything. There's no other way. We can't avoid the acrid if we want to reach our destination.
If only one of us could pilot a VS.
I can.
What?
Huh?
You can?
I remember how to pilot one.
We need your help, Wayne. We could use Enable Pilot.
We are trying to eradicate the acrid from this world, one hive at a time. The Green Eye that killed your father is one of them. We're looking into finding that one, but in the meantime, we could really use your skill.
All right. Show me to the first hive.
We do know of one in the vicinity, but are you sure you're up to this?
Quite.
All right, I'll give you the details.
And then what's cool too, after the cutscene, you'll get a mission briefing, which will tell you what your mission objective is. Make your way past the scattered ruins and into the acrid hive. Once inside, navigate around the obstacles that present themselves, then clear the hive out. Tells you your destination is acrid hive, and then other, the activated data post that'll help guide you to your destination, as well as give you a map of the surroundings. You'll also get a boost to your thermal energy. So everybody has thermal energy. Every time you start a mission, you always start with 1,000. And because this planet is frozen,
You should be able to use that VS. At least it beats walking.
you'll keep losing energy. Every time, every second, it just depletes. But you can replenish it by finding and destroying random objects in the world that have it inside it. You can also get it by killing the acrid creatures. You know, these are called VSs, so these are the cool vehicles you can use in the world. and they'll have different guns on them. Some of them can jump, some of them actually have the ability to transform, and some of them can even fly a little bit and hover. They can help you get into places. And then everything in this world does have ammo, so you have to find pickups and stuff for your ammo. So you really want to be careful. Don't just go willy-nilly shooting. But see how I destroyed these little things? I can steal their thermal energy. And I can use that to my advantage.
There should be a data post in the vicinity. If you find it, be sure to activate it. The data post holds small deposits of thermal energy, so you can refuel at active ones.
And as you play through the game, you'll eventually encounter other humans that are hostile to you. And they can also be in DS's like what I have. And so sometimes they can be really difficult to battle because you might be fighting 3 or 4 or 5 of them at a time. They also have turrets, and there's mini Gatling guns that I have, but there's also shotguns, there's rocket launchers, grenades, there's energy weapons, and there'll be different sizes of these acrids too. This is a smaller version. This is a boss that's similar to this one. But the whole secret to these guys is look for where their glowy parts are, because that's where they're weak. That's where their thermal energy is. And you can exploit it and kill them. Because you want to get as much T energy as you can. You want to kill everything. But then there's also those little collectibles for you to find in the world as well. Now the yellow, we'll get out real quick. These little yellow are your weapons you can pick up for when you're on foot. And you can hold the 2 weapons at a time, hit the Y button to swap it, hit the right stick in to reload. You'll find green weapons for these mech units, and you can actually attach them to their arms. You can have a right and a left. But you can also pick them up while you're in the mech as well. And they can't always go in places.
Make sure to use your light in the dark.
If you hit the right stick, and you hit on the D-pad, hit right, you can turn your flashlight on. Later on you get a thermal version of it, which is cool. And it's got pretty good graphics for an old 360 game, because this came out back in 2006, so it was an earlier title. Eventually did get re-released with the Colonies Edition that added stuff.
All over the place, Wayne. You need to cut the acrid off at the source.
And then these little mouth things will actually keep spawning. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gauntlet as far as like enemy generators. So you want to destroy those as quick as possible so you can get the acrids to stop spawning. Yeah, I originally played this when I downloaded the demo, and I played that multiple times and absolutely loved it. So I had to buy the game, and I can't believe I waited so damn long to beat this game. And here we go. Here's one of those little things I was telling you guys about that you can activate. Give you a huge boost to energy here. Tell you what the data post function is. It restores your thermal energy. It'll actually now display the map for you, and then a light appears guiding you to where you need to go when you get
Activated the
lost.
data post. Now that it's online, you can check the map with your PDA.
You can hit the back button, and you'll see your little PDA there. The game is not paused when you're in this menu, though. It's just so you're aware, but it'll tell you what your mission objective is. You can check the logs, and you can do your configuration if you need to change anything, like your controls and setting and stuff. Because I recommend adjust the speed, because it's really slow. At the base default aiming speed is really slow, so I had to turn it up to 5 to feel comfortable for myself. But just wanted to give you guys a little look at Lost Planet. An amazing game, and I'm really glad that I was able to beat it this week. Finally, after all these years, it was fun. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that look at Lost Planet. It was really cool. So you play as the main character, Wayne, and he's lost his memory, but he eventually recovers it as you play through the game. There's a lot of great cutscenes. The game is broke up into different cutscenes through the different missions, and it progresses the story along. Get a kind of little odd story at times, but it still was an enjoyable game. There was a multiplayer mode, which I highly doubt anybody even plays it anymore, but there was a cool multiplayer mode that was up at one time. But I definitely think you guys should check out Lost Planet if you never have. It's really awesome. I was really glad to beat it. And since I beat that, I decided, it'd be really fun to work on the second game, which I never beat either, but I had played a little bit of it just to test it out. And at the time, when it came out, I was like, no, I don't want to beat it until I beat the original one, and I never got back to it, which I'm glad I did this week, and that is Lost Planet 2, the sequel, which this takes a lot of what was awesome about the first game. It does a lot of stuff better. This time you're not stuck as just one playable character. The game is broke up through these episodes. There's 6 of them total, and then there's missions and chapters, they call them, within each of the episodes, and you play as a different faction. So there's different factions of this on EDN3 now that the planet has thawed from the first game, because this takes place 10 years later. But it's very cool. Every episode you play as a different faction, and they all tie into one big giant story at the end. And I'm all the way at the end of episode 6 now, so I should definitely have this beat before next week, and it'll be really awesome to finally have this one concluded. Now what's cool about this is it's actually local 2-player co-op, or you can play the story at 4-player co-op, and if you don't have any co-op partners, you can play solo, and you have the AI will control 3 of your companions. You can put no companions on, but I highly recommend putting on the other companions because they can help you out. Now what's cool is that when you die in this one, unlike Lost Planet 1, your AI will just respawn, and you have to give it a few seconds and your character will respawn. Same thing if your AI companions die, they respawn as well. So it's really cool, different unique way to go through the story. But it's one that's really awesome, so if you enjoyed Lost Planet 1, I definitely think you would enjoy Lost Planet 2. So the back says, kill big. Civil war rages across the 6 continents of EDN3. How will you respond? Team up with up to 4 players via co-op and battle colossal acrid hordes of soldiers, mechanical vital suits. And then it says you could jump online and battle for territory in 16-player versus modes, which I don't know if anyone even plays the multiplayer anymore. I mean, it's still on there, it's still active that you could get on there, but I highly doubt you'd find any players on it. But this is definitely a great follow-up to the original Lost Planet, and I can't wait to beat it. So let's check out some gameplay of Lost Planet 2. Alright guys, today we're checking out Lost Planet 2. Now this game I have not played in 14 years ago. I actually played it 2010. I played a little bit of it, but I stopped because I wanted to actually beat Lost Planet 1, but I never went back to beat Lost Planet 1 until this week. Now that I have the original Lost Planet beat, I wanted to finally go back here and beat Lost Planet 2. Which is an amazing follow-up to that original Lost Planet Extreme Conditions game. And this game story takes place 10 years after the end of Lost Planet 1. I don't know if any of the Lost Planet 1 characters are in this at all, because you actually play as different characters in this game. The campaign mode, which is the main story mode, which is broke up into 6 episodes, and every episode has a couple different missions for you to play through, and you actually play through them as new characters. So you get different perspectives of the story, which has an overall branching story together, which is really cool. There's an online mode, just like the original game, if you want to play that, which I don't know if you'll find any of it as a practice mode. You can customize your characters, all kinds of unlockables. Like if you have save files from Dead Rising, you can have Frank West stuff. Like there's a Frank West Capcom little hat thingy. Also there's a backpack, Wesker from the Resident Evil. If you have the Resident Evil 5 save file, there's also codes for you to enter in this, which you can unlock stuff in the game, which is cool. There's passwords for you to find. There's keeps track of your controls. They're a little bit different than the Lost Planet 1, so you'll have to realize that. And then there was DLC for this, and then you can watch the credits. But the campaign is obviously where the game really shines. Now, what's cool is it's actually 4-player co-op. So you can play on Xbox Live, you can play System Link, you can play local co-op with 2 players, or you can just play offline. I've just preferred to play offline, so that's what I'm doing. So you go to Create Game, choose what episode you want. I beat all of 1, and I'm currently on number 2, but I'll just show you guys some of 1, and then you can choose what chapter you want. There's 3 chapters total, including the prologue for this one. So we'll check out number 2 here. You can change your difficulty. You can have friendly fire on, which I don't see any advantage to wanting to hurt your allies or them hurt you. And then you can have however many AI team members. You can play with nobody, but I recommend have all 3 on because they are very big, helpful when it comes to fighting this. And then when you do beat the game, you actually unlock Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago from Gears of War, and then you can play as them in multiplayer. But when you beat the story, you can then replay the story as your custom character. So if you want to play this game as Marcus Phoenix, after you beat the game, you can, which is a cool little incentive. And then there's the thing for you can unlock the character customization when you beat the game. You get the mission. And it's got great graphics, you know, it's playing this here on my Series X since it's backwards compatible, which is great. This first time that I played it on the Series X, it looks amazing. And just like with Lost Planet 1, you know, you have to destroy these generators that'll generate the enemies. So you want to destroy it so it stops producing the acorns. So something new is you have this little blue B gauge down here, which enemies will drop that when you kill certain ones, and you can use that for leveling up purposes. And I think the graphics look really damn good. And you'll have a variety of Acrid to fight, but there's also humans you'll fight as well, and all the different DSs return as well as new ones. And there's also more boss battles just like the first game, which is all really great. And you'll find all kinds of weapons. And just like the original one, you know, you have different grenades, but you also have some new weapons that weren't in the original game in this. And what I like about this one is when you get to the pause menu, it actually keeps the game, it actually pauses when you get through the menu. In the original Lost Planet, you know, the game continued in real time and didn't allow you to pause it all, which is definitely a nice improvement. And then you have all your controls here. And then keep track of your objectives, and then just like in the first one, you know, you want to activate these as they'll give you the T energy. But since these areas are warm, you don't have to worry as much about your energy going down. When you're in super cold places, obviously your energy is going to deplete. But when you're in these tropical areas, you don't have to worry. There's a little grappling hook. And you can adjust your view a little bit. What I like too is the HUD will highlight where enemies are with the red X. This thermal mode, you can also use up on the D-pad to zoom in. And just like in the first one, you know, you want to kill as many enemies as you can if you can steal their thermal energy, because that represents your health bar. Like if you get knocked down, you can use the thermal energy to heal yourself. If you run out of thermal energy and get hit too many times, you'll just die and have to you'll actually respawn in this. Which is really interesting for this is any of you can die, but you'll actually respawn, but it'll just take a hit to your points. Let's get another one of these waypoints going. And then you also get little things unlocked there where I killed 5 Acorids, and stuff that goes to adding to your score and leveling up your character. So you want to do all kinds of stuff you can. Use the Y button to swap weapons, just like in Lost Planet 1. And right stick click in to reload. The only thing that's really different is that instead of picking up items with B, you pick them up by holding Y. So that was the only thing I noticed that was different. Get another one of these. And what's cool too is if the computer's with you, they can actually activate these quicker. This is one of the Roly enemies. gotta look for their little weaknesses. There we go. So you can rush through missions if you want to, but I like to explore them and kill everything so I can get leveled up and see if there's any secrets or something I'm gonna miss. Use your harmonizer to use your energy to heal. Yes. Nice. And all the little red X's are where you've destroyed the pods that produce the acrids. The rest of our allies are waiting down here. And they just give them random names. They can die as well, but they'll respawn on their own. And they do a pretty good job to take care of themselves and help you. So, they actually do a really good job. Not a lot of games have AI that's always good. They actually are. Here we go. Let's see if they'll help me do it. See, now they can help you. And the more people that are working on this, the faster this will go up. There we go. We got all the data posts activated. And then when you go to these red areas, this is where you end the mission. And then it'll tell you how fast it'll end. And then there's your little mission, gives you a little mission complete, and it gives you a little briefing and breakdown of how long it took you to beat it, your success rate, and then your battle gauge, and how many points you earned, and they give you a ranking, which I got a B ranking on it. So you can see it took me less than 8 minutes to beat that one mission, and then it jumps right into the next mission, which there's a boss battle here. I just want to show you guys the size of some of these bosses.
The reinforcements I'm sending your way.
This is another boss that was in the original Lost Planet 1 that they brought back. So a similar creature. Not the same boss, but similar. Just to give you guys a scale real quick of what their size of them is like. They can be absolutely huge. And again, you know, you just shoot the weak spots on it, and it has a health bar and everything. Down below you'll see in that red. And so you have different tactics to use to bring it down, but just wanted to give you guys a little taste of Lost Planet 2. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think you guys will really enjoy it as well, especially if you enjoyed the first one. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that look at Lost Planet 2. It was a really fun game, a great follow-up to the original Lost Planet. I do eventually need to play through Lost Planet 3. I heard that one really deviates, though, from the first two Lost Planet games, and that it's actually a prequel to the first game. So I'm definitely eventually going to get to that one, but I definitely think you guys should check out Lost Planet Extreme Conditions and Lost Planet 2. Just remember that there is also a Lost Planet Extreme Condition Colonies edition that has additional DLC, but it's treated as a different game because it has different save files and stuff. So if you have a save file on this version, you can't carry it over to that one. You'd have to just start the whole game over. But you can beat the first game in like anywhere from like 5 to 10 hours, and the second game anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours. Just depends on the difficulty you are on and how skilled you are, and if you're trying to get like all the collectibles and find secrets and stuff. You can do that as well. But definitely you guys should check out both Lost Planet 1 and 2. If you guys have played either of those, let me know your thoughts. Love to know about the games you guys are playing, and if you have any suggestions on a game you think I might enjoy, let me know. As always, looking for new games to play and experience. Want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.